Hi, myself Dr. M. Saranya, Assistant Professor of BB Department. Now I am going to present a topic on mercantile law. Mercantile law is a repository of all the laws include in a company to handle or look after its commercial activities. It is a generalized term for the entire legal body. All the other acts like the Company Act, Limitations Act, Indian Contract Act, etc., are subsidiaries of the Mercantile Law, and the Act are also known as Mercantile Law Act. It deals with all the commercial transactions of the traders, whether it is an individual or an organization or maybe in a joint venture, commercial activities, the delegation of work, financial transactions, memorandum of associations, etc. So let us understand the meaning of mercantile law and its activities, the delegation of work, financial transaction, memorandum of associations, etc. Mercantile law is a combination of various law and principles of individual having legal knowledge to resolve various issues in a company. But in 1872, all these laws are joined and termed as mercantile law. And from then, to regulate various issues of your company, several acts are formed respectively, such as the Indian Contract Act, the Company Act, the Limitation Act, etc. From the definition of mercantile law, it's a clear that it has a very wide scope. Mercantile law, also known as a commercial law, governs the commercial activities of the company. It is a broad term that encompasses all of the laws in India that govern commercial transaction, such as such a transaction necessitates a valid agreement between the contract parties. It can be explicitly stated or implicitly stated. It is a concern with traders' rights and obligations arising from commercial transaction. The trader can be an individual, a partnership, or an corporation. The Mercantile Law of India encompasses all the Indian acts that govern trade for our commerce. For example, the Indian Contract Act 1872, the Sales of Goods Act of 1930, the Companies Act of 2013, and so on. Now we are going to see about principal source of mercantile law. First one is law merchant. The main source of mercantile law is the law merchant. It referred to the customs and rules that govern traders and businesses. Next one is statute law. Legislation creates law which is referred to as statute law. Statute is a written formal act of the legislature. It had also evolved into a significant source of mercantile law. The principle of equity. The principle of equity refer to a set of rules that are not based on customs or statutory law. As a result, equity rules were formed based on the basis of conscience dictates decided in Chancery Court. Next one is common law. Common law is a set of rules defined by customs, judicial decisions, and old scholarly works on the subject. It is an unwritten English law that applies to everyone in the country. In this context, common law refer to legal principles developed by judges through case decision. Next, we are going to see about principal sources of mercantile law. The Indian mercantile law has various sources similar to the English mercantile law. Some of the principal sources of mercantile law are English mercantile law. First one, English mercantile law. English mercantile law is a written generalized law of England to deal with customs and judicial activities, which has equity law, merchant law, custom law, and statute law as its sources. As India was under the control of a British for a longer time, the Indian mercantile law is derived from the English mercantile law, meaning all the concept format can be taken from it English law. Even in recent times, also if any issue are unsolved, our judicial heads will take help from English mercantile law. Next one is enacted act by Indian legislature. Some of the acts involved in the mercantile law are enacted by Indian legislature. These acts are listed below. The first one is the Carries Act 1965. Second one is Indian Contract Act 1872. Next one is Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. Next one is the Presidency Town Insolvency Act 1909. Provincial Insolvency Act 1920, Sales of Goods Act 1930, Indian Partnership Act 1932, the Insurance Act 1938. Next one is last one is the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. Thank you.